Hello, everyone. Today, I want to talk about a topic called the cost of being needed everywhere. This is a very common problem faced by all the entrepreneurs, senior managers, CEOs, founders. So, I thought I will express my views on it. So, first of all, why does it feel so good being needed everywhere? Your employees call you, your vendors call you, your clients call you, your family calls you to solve anything. Your mother, father, son, they all watch you helping other people over the phone constantly ringing, messages coming through WhatsApp, and then you solving it. You're really good at it, and you answering it. Without you, there's nothing that is moving because everything is coming back to you. And you feel good about yourself, and you should be feeling good also because you are competent, you have the talent, you have the capacity, you have the capability to solve. Initially, it is good that you're taking things directly and controlling them and seeing that the outcomes are matching to your expectations. All is good. But then how long? What is the cost? The cost is you're training your team to escalate to you without them thinking about it. Because now you've become so good because if your team does a particular task or a job in 30 minutes, you can do it in 5 minutes. So eventually, initially, you have taken it up as a task, but then you continue doing it, and your team never learned about it because it is now getting done faster. Because if they do it, it takes 1 hour. You do it, it takes 30 minutes. But then after 2, 3 years, what has happened is you've taught your team. You train, in fact, your team, whether it is an office or a business or a shop floor, to escalate things to you directly. And you also enjoyed it, so you continued it. So what is the cost of this? The cost of this is your contribution to the growth of the organization has come down because you are busy doing things which you should not be doing. You are no more able to be creative. You are no more able to expand, scale because you're constantly doing this firefighting. So as a founder or as a CEO or as a vice president or as a mother at home, you cannot think of anything else because children constantly asking you, parents constantly asking you, husband or wife are constantly asking you for solutions. So you're too busy to think anything beyond these boundaries. So the cost is that now you are stuck because now decisions will wait if you go on a holiday. Nothing moves in your organization because you are busy with something else. Let's say there is a personal tragedy or a sickness in your family, and because of which you cannot spare any time for this, then everything stops in your organization. That's the cost. And then you have become a bottleneck because you've been solving everything for years. So the question that you have to ask yourself is did they become independent or did I make them dependent? Did I make them dependent or did they become dependent? That is the question you need to ask yourself, and then you will find the answer that you have trained them to become dependent on you. And now you're saying, my team cannot take decisions without me as a manager. Then as a teacher, you say, my students cannot progress unless I push them. As a mother, you say, the kids are not studying unless I push them. I have to be there. So you have to be there for every department, for every area of your life to get the things moving forward. So the question you need to ask yourself is that not what can happen with me in your organization, but you should ask what moves without me and what stops without me? If you ask those two questions, then you will know the answer, that these are the 10 things that will move without you, and these are the 10 things that will stop without you. And then you take those 10 things and see, no, it is not about delegation. And I think most of the people think, yeah, we need to delegate. No, actually, when you are delegating, you are actually giving away a little bit of self importance that you had to them, because now once you delegate, they do a good job, they come up with a good idea, they get the appreciation, and then they feel better. So all that importance you are sacrificing, and you have to sacrifice to give it to them. Let them go ahead with a meeting with a vendor and close the deal. Let them create a process without heavily depending on you, and they only come for suggestion or approval or a casual chat, not as approval, in the sense of approval. So, what happens when all this is happening is that you are becoming mature and letting go of a lot of things and allow people to grow on their own, make mistakes, learn, then again make mistakes, learn, and then grow. Then the culture that you are setting up in your organization helps you um, to grow, not just vertically, but horizontally also. Okay. And you will stop being a bottleneck in your own organization, because I have seen in the last 15, 20 years, most of the entrepreneurs or founders, when they interact, I see that, they are very proud of the fact that everything comes to them. That is one department, one facet of the situation. The other is either they delegate too much everything to the employees, and whatever basic minimum gets done, they are happy with it. And then they complain that the market is saturated and there is no growth. So I've seen both sides of the coin. So the middle path is that you have to ask the question that how much of it can be done without me and how much of it gets done with me. And then the second question is the key question. Take those areas and then try to implement or train people so that those things also start moving without you, so that you can contribute more, because now you get freed up from your time doing things that you should not be doing, and then your organization grows deep and wide. Thank you.